Hello everyone. We are coming to the last part of antibiotics, macrolides, lincosamides, and inhibitors of cell membrane function. The learning objectives for this session include to study the pharmacology of macrolide antibiotics, that is erythromycin, olindamycins, and lincosamides, and second, to study the pharmacology of drugs that inhibit bacterial cell membrane function, that is polymyxins and colistin. So we have got two drugs, macrolides and lincosamides, coming under inhibitors of protein synthesis. First, we'll start with macrolide. Macrolides, these are the antibiotics which are having large lactone ring to which sugars are attached. They have a very complex structure and with a molecular weight of more than 700. Some examples include erythromycin, olindamycin, troldindamycin, and the newer groups are azithromycin, clarithromycin, spiramycin. First, talking about erythromycin. Erythromycin was isolated from Streptomyces erythraeus in 1952. And this drug was widely used for several years for the treatment of many infections. But nowadays, these drugs are not used because of the development of bacterial resistance. So, talking about the antibacterial spectrum, erythromycin has an antibacterial spectrum which is in between that of penicillin G and tetracycline. It is effective against gram-positive cocci, staphylococci, streptococci, pneumococci, and highly effective against Mycoplasma pneumoniae also. But the problem is that bacterial resistance to erythromycin develops very rapidly, and there is usually cross resistance amongst the macrolide groups. The mode of action of this drug is that, being an inhibitor of protein synthesis, erythromycin binds to the 50S subunit. Like chloramphenicol, this will bind to again 50S subunit of the ribosome, and this blocks the taking up of instructions which are coded by the mRNA. So these drugs, this is how they will interfere with the protein synthesis. So naturally, the translation of proteins will not occur, and protein synthesis is interfere. They are bacteriostatic drugs, but in very high concentrations, they are found to be bactericidal as well. Talking about the pharmacokinetics, normally erythromycin bases are preferred because as such the drugs, erythromycin drug is highly acid labile. That's why the salts of these drugs are more stable. So acid resistant salts such as stearate and estolate, they are very well absorbed, and plasma levels are attained within 2 to 4 hours after ingestion. 20% of this drug is excreted by the kidneys, and probably the remaining is metabolized and appears in the bile where it is highly concentrated. Therapeutic uses, erythromycin is used as an alternative to penicillin allergic patients. Now, this is a very peculiar effect that since the drug is having effectiveness or antibacterial spectrum between penicillin G and tetracyclines, and primarily it is effective against gram-positive cocci, positive organisms, and therefore its use has been found as an alternative to penicillin allergic patients. So the first line choice of these drugs is in penicillin sensitive patients, which are being used in the treatment of gonorrhea, syphilis, like diseases, and also as an alternative to tetracycline in Mycoplasma pneumoniae. The second line choice is in bronchitis or otitis media or sinusitis. Talking about the toxicity of this drug, it is one of the safer antibiotics actually, but gastrointestinal disturbances or superinfection with Candida albicans are common, and it induces a syndrome like hepatitis like syndrome, uh, which is observed in patients who are taking this drug erythromycin for more than 2 weeks. Hypersensitivity reactions also develop with fever, eosinophilia, headaches, skin rashes, and a delayed hypersensitivity type 4 reaction is also observed with estolate salt. The next drug, olindomycin. Olindomycins are related compound to trolindomycins, and they are similar to them. Both these drugs are similar to erythromycins. Their antibacterial range, mechanism of action, all these are similar to erythromycins. However, erythromycin is twice as active as olindomycin. But patients who have been treated with olindomycins more than 10 days, their liver function must be monitored. This is a cautionary note with olindomycin. The next drug, azithromycin, it's again another macrolide, which is also again as active as erythromycin against gram-positive organisms, but it is more active against gram-negative organisms like H. influenzae. It is more acid stable than erythromycin and it is better tolerated. It is indicated in upper and lower respiratory tract infections or soft tissue infections or urogenital infections, including gonorrhea. The next drug, clarithromycin. This is another macrolide with a spectrum of activity again similar to that of erythromycin. Its 4-hydroxy metabolite is also active and it acts synergistically. That is a point to be noted with clarithromycin. The next drug, spiramycin, is a new macrolide antibiotic. Like other macrolides, these also bind with 50S prokaryotic ribosomes and interfere with the protein synthesis. It is not only effective against infections of upper and lower respiratory tract, but also in some protozoal infections like toxoplasmosis. These drugs are very effective. The other indications of spiramycin, which is a newer macrolide antibiotic, include skin infections or gonococcal infections or urethritis or prostatitis like cases. The next group of antibiotics, lincosamides, which include lincomycin and clindamycin. They are similar to macrolides regarding their antibacterial spectrum, mode of action, and therapeutic applications. But these antibiotics have very limited use because of their very serious side effects. Now, talking about lincomycin and clindamycin, lincomycin is a water-soluble and stable, naturally occurring bacteriostatic drug antibiotic, which is produced by Streptomyces lincolnensis. It is unrelated to any known antibacterial agent, whereas clindamycin is a semi-synthetic derivative of lincomycin. And compared to lincomycin, clindamycin is more potent and bactericidal for more strains of bacteria and is more readily absorbed on oral administration. Lincosamides, their first choice for therapeutic application is against staphylococcal infections, particularly osteomyelitis, and even it responds very well in methicillin resistant strains. Whereas the second line of choice of therapeutic application is it is used as an alternative to penicillin in penicillin allergic patients. The peculiar feature toxic effect of lincosamides is that it produces fatal colitis. It produces diarrhea, rarely jaundice, and granulocytopenia. The major side effect is very severe diarrhea, which is observed in both oral as well as parenteral administration. And this diarrhea progresses to pseudomembranous colitis, which produces fatal results. In this condition, superinfection is developed with Clostridium difficile organism, and this bacterium produces an enterotoxin with the necrotizing effect on colonic mucosa. The treatment here is for such a condition is with vancomycin and cholestyramine. Coming to the last section of antibiotic, a class called inhibitors of bacterial cell membrane function. The drugs coming under this class, polymyxins and colistins. We are aware about the significance of the cell membrane, which takes care of the osmolality of the cell. So, if the cell membrane is ruptured, cell lysis will take place in the bacterial cell. So, under this class, we have got a strong basic cyclic polypeptide which occurs in the form of polymyxin A, polymyxin B, C, D, E, and M, differing in their amino acid content, and they are obtained from Bacillus polymyxa. Of all these polymyxins, only 2 polymyxin B and E are therapeutically useful. whereas polymyxin E is also identical in structure with colistin. The antibacterial spectrum appears to be having a very narrow one. It has a very narrow, polymyxin B has a very narrow spectrum of activity, and its action is limited against gram-negative organisms, excluding the protease and the Neisseria. The mode of action of polymyxin B, it is bactericidal. It binds with the phospholipid components of cytoplasmic membrane of susceptible bacteria. It impairs the bacterial cell membrane function and causes leakage of small molecules from the bacteria. So this increases the permeability, membrane permeability, and this is one reason why it shows its lethal effect. Cross resistance is also observed with colistin. Bacterial resistance develops slowly. Talking about the pharmacokinetics of this drug, it is usually administered topically, and on topical administration, it is not absorbed from the site. It is rarely given orally or intravenously or intrathecal administration. Polymyxin B does not reach the cerebrospinal fluid, and intrathecal administration is necessary in patients with CNS infection. The drug is primarily cleared by the kidney. Talking about the therapeutic uses, it is a first choice of agent for gram-negative skin infections like Pseudomonas infection, and second choice of agent in the treatment of Pseudomonas aeruginosa infection related to urinary tract, external ear, conjunctiva, meningitis, and in septicemia. The toxicity, the adverse effects are very minimal on topical application, but nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea is observed. There is pain at the intramuscular injection site. Kidney damage with the development of proteinuria and hematuria is also observed. Polymyxin B may induce symptoms of acute histamine release, and it causes lysis of mast cell. It interacts with other antibiotics like cephalosporins, chloramphenicol, and tetracycline, and therefore should not be mixed with them when they are given intravenously. The next drug, colistin, it's a bactericidal polypeptide antibiotic obtained from Bacillus colistinus. It is identical with polymyxin E, and it is available as colistin sulfate for oral use. Colistin is an antibacterial spectrum and mode of action which is similar to that of polymyxin B, but it is less potent. Cross resistance with polymyxin B is observed. Bacterial resistance develops rarely, and this has got therapeutic applications also similar to those of polymyxin B, but it is reserved for the treatment of systemic Pseudomonas aeruginosa infections. The pattern of toxicity with colistin is similar to that again of polymyxin, but in addition, peripheral neuritis, nystagmus, transient deafness, and leukopenia may be observed. So we have completed with antibiotics. Thank you.